Welcome, I'm not Don Willie. Yeah, Don got taller and better looking. So we just wanted to do some welcome introduction. He's not here to defend himself. So that's right, that'll teach him. So welcome, thank you for taking some time today to come out. You're benefiting those people around you, and hopefully you're going to get a lot out of this presentation, so thank you so much for coming. Before anything else, I want to make sure we do the Pledge of Allegiance. So please stand and let's pledge allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So one thing that Don, he gave me some specific instructions that he wanted me to give to you, specifically regarding social media. So he talked about how he wants to really boost the social media presence of specifically of the chamber. So he asked that everyone get out their phones and take a picture and post it to social media. But the problem is I'm standing up here. So wait until this brat is up here and get out your phone, post it to social media. Make sure you tag Chamber, the St. George Chamber in it, and then let's do that. What I wanted to do though is I'm going to take my picture right now, if that's okay. I'm going to take it and try to get as many of you guys in it as I can.
To prove that you did this?
Yes, I was actually here. This was the one time I came. Okay, and then. Yeah, I hope I got everyone in everyone's mouth. Let's see. So upcoming events. I'm just going to go through these kind of rapid fire. So the Spring Golf League, today, right? Southgate? Okay. March 13th, meet the SLC Tribune at the Chamber, 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. I'm not even familiar with what that one is, so. Look it up. Okay.
Friday the 13th, it's got to be good.
It'll be good. March 18th, the Legislative Wrap Luncheon at the Hilton Garden Inn at 11:30. March 19th, Business After Hours Banana Blossom. I even break microphones and cameras. Let's see. Yeah, March 19th, Business After Hours, Banana Blossom at 430 East St. George Boulevard. Networking, prizes, ribbon cutting, food. That's from 5 to 7 p.m. March 25th, meet the Chamber at the True by Hilton at 11:30 a.m. And April 1st, special event. We've been working with Google on several trainings, and Don's mentioned this before. They'll be flying one of their pro team members to conduct a Reach Your Customers training as the luncheon in the Courtyard by Marriott at 11:30. And then April 2nd, special Google training, Get Your Business Online at the St. George Chamber offices. 8:30 a.m. breakfast is provided. So, all right, well, let's get moving forward. So what I want to do is just really thank yous going out to Dixie Tech for hosting. Thank you for Chef Jesse for the meal. Thank you to, again, you all for coming. Any ambassadors that are here, the board members, thank you for being here. So introduce, once she comes up, Tracy Fitzgerald from Dixie Tech, who will introduce our speaker, Brad Anderson.
Okay, welcome once again to Dixie Tech. We're happy to have you here. And as the lunch sponsor, I am going to kind of mention, we're very excited to have Brad here. It took me months to make this happen. So this is one that's been in the works for a very long time. We had Brad here 2 years ago. We worked with the Greater Zion Travel and Tourism Office, and Brad did some training for there were about 300 businesses that he actually went in and did some customer service training. He is so well sought after, and we're thrilled that he is here today. I know you're going to love it. So this flyer, this is promoting an upcoming some classes that we'll be doing. He's going to give just a taste today of what he does, but he can work individually with your groups and has done that. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But we are going to be offering some 3-hour classes. but we're going to do them in a series so that you can send people here and there, and not everyone has to be gone at the same time. So you'll notice here on Monday, April 20th, we'll be doing a session from 9 to 12, and then another one from 1 to 4. And then on April 21st, we'll do the same session, 9 to 12 and 1 to 4. So they just come to one of those 4 sessions so that you can send more of your people. So we'll talk more about that at the end when I know you'll be really loving Brad, but I did want to mention that that's what that flyer is, and so that you're looking at that while he's speaking. So another mention, just that the Small Business Development Center, or SBDC, is also located here at Dixie Tech. They are also part of the sponsorship for our lunches, and I want to make sure that you're aware of their services. Oh, there's Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Yay. He's always here. Any advice, businesses small and large, and remember that counseling is free of charge. So if you are wanting Small Business Development Center advice and counseling, you just need to get in touch with Jeff or Len over there at the SBDC, located in our E building, just south of us. All right, so Brad Anderson from Blueprint, which don't you really love that we're blueprinting on everything? You'll talk about that. Since 2009, Brad J. Anderson and the team at Blueprint Creation have built a worldwide fan club, and I can attest to that, using a distinctive high energy and fun teaching style to show tens of thousands of sales veterans how to increase revenue and improve their customer service. Brad's ability to comfortably connect with individuals works to create an amazing training style. His ability to adapt to a variety of industries has made him a frequent speaker on sales and service for numerous retail, medical, multifamily, call center, insurance, heavy equipment, rental, hospitality, manufacturing, construction industries. His programs have been so popular they are frequently played to the applause of audiences throughout the Americas, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Of course, you're not doing that right now, right?
No.
Okay. In addition to, you haven't been there lately, have you?
No.
All right. I'm just checking. I'm protecting us all. All right. In addition to Brad's sales and service training experience, he holds an advanced degree in management from Fox Valley College and from the University of Wisconsin-Stout. Brad will invite you to discover everything your team needs to know when it comes to delivering consistent sales and service in a really unforgettable way. So, I'd like to introduce Brad Anderson.
Awesome, thank you. Thanks, Tracy. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to be here. Tracy and I have been planning this for months. I do a lot of work here in the southern Utah area, and she had reached out to me a couple of months back, and she said, hey, the chamber gets together a couple of times throughout the year. I'd love to have you come and present. And I said, awesome. I've got this great 4-hour class I could put together. And she's like, you have 45 minutes. And so Tracy had mentioned we're going to be back doing some more classes here late April. I've just taken basically a snippet of one of the classes that were a portion of one of the topics that we'll deliver in late April to bring it to you here today. As I was prepping our class this morning, I opened up Facebook, and I had to chuckle. You know, as someone that's trained sales training and customer service, one of the things that I've always been taught, and I teach my groups, is you always extend your hand with a handshake, but that's kind of out of favor in current times. So a buddy of mine posted this morning on Facebook, and I had to bring it with you to share with our group here today. So I apologize. It's a good one, right? So, hey, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by taking a little quiz. Everyone needs one of these pieces of paper. Looks something like this. If you didn't get one, please let me know. We also have some pens. If you have a pen and can pull one out of your purse or your pocket, great. If not, we've got some loaner pens we're going to kind of pass around here today. So the cool thing with this quiz is there is no wrong answer. The only thing wrong would be to not put something down. So as we work through it, we'll work through it together as a group. please make sure that you put something down for each area that I ask you to put something down for. When you fill this quiz out in a moment, I need you to be in the mindset of either yourself at work or yourself at home. But don't intermingle the two, because sometimes the way you answer can be different. So think of yourself either at home or at work as we work through this. And it looks like we've almost got a pen for everyone, and then we'll start. Great. Thank you, Tracy. Everybody's good with pens? Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top section right here, and it says, I would rather be liked by others than to be correct, or I would rather be correct than liked by others. Thinking of yourself, I need you to put a dot somewhere between those two statements. The dot is going to go toward the statement that's most defining of who you are as a person. So for me, I'd rather be correct than liked, but I'm not all the way down to the low end. That dot can go anywhere from top to bottom, just one dot. If you're like many people, you might be, I'm right in the middle, so I'm going to pop it right in the middle on that dotted line. That's fine too, just one dot. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the next one. When things don't go my way, I'm the kind of person that hates to complain. Or when things don't go my way, I want stuff fixed now. And just one dot. Next one, do you like to be in control, or do you like to let others take the lead? And next one, you know what, I can always do better, or we can always do better, or good enough, it's fine the way it is, just leave it. And our next one, do you hate change or do you love it? Decisions, do you make them from your head or your heart? When it comes to being recognized, do you like that recognition up front, in front of others, in public, or are you more of a private person? Thank me behind the scenes. And then our last one, would people call you the life of the party? The party starts when Ryan arrives. Yeah, that's when it gets going. Or are you more of a plain Jane? Okay, so you should have 8 dots. It's really important that you have 8 dots. Just raise your hand once you got 8 dots. Let me just visually see. We're good. Everybody's good here. All right, excellent. Okay, so next we're going to think about this as 4 sections. So this is a section, 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 and section. We're going to go to the very first section. If you don't need to connect the dots, but if you were to connect the dots, what you want to do is determine where they would intersect on this very fine dotted line right here. And you're going to put a star at the intersecting point. So just a star right there. And then you're going to skip over and go to the next 2, and you'll place another star at the intersecting point of those dots, and one here and one here. So you'll have 4 stars. 4 stars. Great. Once you've got that done, would you please stand up with your pen in your hand, paper in your other hand, right out of your seats, please. All right, cool. All right, looks good. Okay, I need you to repeat after me. Brad. Using this pen. I'm going to connect. The stars, not the dots. Okay, you can sit down, go to work. Not that that's ever happened. I've done this a long time, and good enough. Once you're done with that, just set it aside. We'll come back to it in just a bit. So the course that we're going to deliver at the end of April is going to be all about customers and customer service. And there are a lot of different ways as businesses we can deliver great customer service. For me, I always like to think of it Is it something that's memorable? Is it something that sticks with the customer after they've hung up the phone or after they've walked out of our business? And for me, I fly almost every week. Tracy was mentioning some of the places I've been. I've had the pleasure in my career of traveling all over, and so I get to jump on a lot of airplanes. And one of my favorite airlines to fly is Southwest. And anyone here from SkyWest today? Okay, no, okay. All right, I do fly Southwest a lot. How many of you have flown Southwest? Generally speaking, when you think of customer service, what do you think of their service over at Southwest? It's pretty good, okay? I'm hearing pretty good. I agree. I mean, I've had great experiences on all the airlines, but Southwest really stands out. So a buddy of mine, he was on a Southwest flight flying down to Orlando. And he jumps off the plane, and he calls me right away. He's like, dude, I just got off this Southwest flight. You are never going to believe what happened. And I'm like, tell me more. And he's like, no, you're like the king of customer service. You need to hear this story. So he's on this flight. About an hour before they touch down in Orlando, flight attendant gets on the little speaker up in the front of the plane, grabs her little mic, and she said, ladies and gentlemen, we're about an hour from landing here. Before we land in Orlando, I'd like to let you know that we've had a VIP on board our flight today. And as soon as someone hears that there was a VIP on the flight, what do you think they do? They're like, oh my God, who's up there? You know, is it one of the Kardashians? I don't know. Who's up there? So everybody's looking, and up in the very front, yeah, Kardashians aren't flying Southwest. All right, I agree with you. Okay. So up in the front of the plane is this little girl standing next to the flight attendant. Flight attendant says, I'd like to introduce you to Jessica. And Jessica is celebrating her 10th birthday on board the Southwest flight with us today. And of course, everyone on the plane does what? Aww, oh my gosh, wow, happy birthday. And they applaud a little bit. Flight attendant's like, no. This is Southwest. We do things totally different at Southwest. She said, here's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sing happy birthday to Jessica. But before we start singing happy birthday, I'm going to shut the lights off on the plane. So she goes up and she shuts the big aisle lights off. And she says, I need everyone to turn on the light over their seat, the individual, like the reading light. She's like, everyone turn your light on, please. So she waited. Everyone turns their light on. After we're done singing to Jessica, Jessica gets to blow out the candles of her Southwest cake. So we're going to let her blow across the plane and extinguish the candles of her cake. And I'm sorry, what was that sound you just made? Aww. All right. Now, first of all, if you're Jessica, what are you thinking about Southwest? I mean, I'm only 10. I'm going to live till I'm 90. That's 80 years of flying. I'm only going to fly Southwest Airlines, right? I mean, if you're a business person, you're thinking, wow, this is exactly what I want. I want to get them while they're young because they'll be my customer forever. How about Jessica's mom and dad? Yeah. Do I have any parents here? Oh, yeah. Okay, for mom and dad. How many of you at that point would grab your cell phone and start videotaping it? Or this is going in some scrapbook somewhere, and you're going to be talking about it at Christmas to all the family about what Southwest did for your daughter. My buddy who's sitting in the back of the plane doesn't know Jessica at all. He's just flying for like a business conference to Orlando. What do you think he does? Okay, he whips out his phone and he's got to take a picture, and he's like, then he calls me and he posts it on social media, and I forget how many likes he had. He's really into the likes, and so he takes this picture and shares it. Pretty cool story, right? Yeah, I mean, customer service it's really important that we're memorable. So I get asked to do presentations for a lot of groups, like how can we be memorable? And I'm going to share with you today one of the best ways that I know of that you can deliver memorable service, and it has to do with the birds. Okay, not the birds and the bees, but just the birds. At my company, we look at customers, guests, visitors, people that call your business. We look at them like they're one of four birds. And you have either peacocks, eagles, owls, or doves. And they pick up the phone and they call you and they want to do business with you. Or they pick up the phone and they call you with a complaint or a concern. Or they walk in the front door of your business and they interact with you or your associates. Okay? So what we're going to do here today is, I could sit and talk about these four, but I thought it'd be so much more fun to act them out up here in the front of the... Are you okay with the acting? I'm not that good of an actor, but I'm going to do my best. Okay? So I'm going to act out these four different birds. I'm going to let you guess just by the name alone if you can figure out what kind of bird I'm acting like. The little survey that you did is telling me what kind of bird you are. And I'll come back at the end of this and I can let you know what kind of bird you might be based on how you charted that survey that you've done. Sound good? I'm sorry, what was that? Yes, okay, thank you. If you want to make any notes on this, on the flip side of the quiz that we did, there's a place to jot some notes down. Okay, so I had someone here from Merry Maids, correct? Merry Maids, woo, let's give it a round of applause to Merry Maids. Awesome. And opened up a new business here in town, so congratulations on that. And so would you role play one of these with me? We'll just do it kind of fun and see. All right. So do you ever get phone calls at Merry Maids? People call, they're like, hey, can you clean my house? And you take those calls, I bet, once in a while as a business owner. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I need everyone, when I go like this with my hand, I need you to go ring. Okay, here we go. Ring. Okay, that's pretty good. Just kick it up a little bit. We can do better. All right, here we go. Ring. That's good. When you get 3 rings, I always say you got to get your phone within 3 rings. That's really important. So we're going to give you 3 rings, and then you'll answer the phone, and I'll just act out one of these birds. Okay? Sound good? All right. Very good. Let me just grab a. Yeah, we could. That's a great idea. This is so intimidating. I know. Okay. All right. Here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Thank you for calling Merry Maids. This is Laura.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
How much do you charge to clean a house?
Well, that all depends.
Yeah, just come on in. I'll be with you in just a second. Just grab a seat. Huh? How much was it?
That all depends. We have to have more information, and then I.
Okay, what do you need? My house is 5,600 square feet, 2 bedrooms. I got 2 baths, 1 dog, and a sloppy wife.
Okay. Well, the
Yeah,
best thing.
just grab a seat. I'll be here in just a second. Yeah, sit down. I'm just on the phone.
The best thing for us to do is to make an appointment and come out and do a free in-home estimate.
Okay. All right. I need somebody here. I mean, like, I need it clean this afternoon. So when can we get the appointment in?
Well, I could send someone over right away.
All right. Like, what's right away?
20 minutes.
Okay. I'll watch for you at the front door. Okay. Let's give a round of applause. Woo. All right. Nice job. Thank you. Okay. Very good. So, what do you think? Which bird? Eagle. It's kind of the eagle. All my examples are a little extreme, but the eagle, about 10% of the population in the US has got a lot of eagle to who they are. Straight up, they're very direct, very driven. They say it like it is. You answer the phone and they don't start by saying, hi, how are you? They're just like right down to what they want from you. Quick, efficient, fast-paced, no nonsense. Sometimes this is the one that people get really nervous with because the eagle can be very intimidating, very intimidating. I quite like an eagle. I have a lot of eagles that I work with. I work with a lot of business owners, and I know many of you are business owners. Frequently, business owners tend to have a lot of eagle to who they are, tend to be pretty successful people, but not always the nicest. I have a client that I work with in Sedona, Arizona, great client for me. He sends me an email, this is several years ago, maybe 15, 16 years ago now. He sends me an email. In the subject line of the email, he writes, call me. I was like, oh, okay, I wonder what he wants. So I open up the email. That was his email. The only thing that was in was a signature line. So, and I tell you, when I first met him, he was very intimidating. He was really like in your face. He's like, this is what I want. He owns a hotel down there. And he's like, look, this is what I want my people to do. They suck. They need to do this. They need to do that. And I don't care what it takes to get it done, but you need to make it happen. And if you don't, I won't keep you. Okay, all right, so I can handle this. So I've worked with his team for many, many years now. This guy is so good to me, though. The thing I love about eagles is if you do a great job, they'll be very loyal. And my favorite thing about eagles is they will refer other business to you. He went to a chamber luncheon in Sedona, Arizona, and he gets up there at this chamber luncheon. He's like, some of your hotels stink. You know who you need? You need Brad Anderson with Blueprint. And here's his number. And you know what? Give him a call. You're not writing it down. He's been great for my business because he tells other people what to do. So eagles are really great. They're a little intimidating at times. How many of you, just show of hands, you know that the eagle, you've got him as a customer or a client? All right. One other thing, I don't have a lot of time to get deep into this today, but we could even take this from the standpoint that you have eagles that work for you. How many of you have eagle employees? for our managers here, so the personalities don't stop at the client or the customer, but they can extend over to employees. Okay? All right, I want to do another one. And let's see. We had someone from the internet company. She's putting her head down. Let me get the microphone. Forgot it up here. Are you okay helping me out? I'll be super gentle, I promise. All right. Let's give a round of applause back here. And it's TDS, correct?
TDS.
TDS.
Not tedious.
Tedious. Okay. All right. I think we'll do. Why don't we do a sales call? Does that sound good?
Lovely.
All right. Very good. Okay. So same thing. Here we go.
TDS, this is Michelle.
Hi. Is this TDS?
It is.
What does TDS stand for?
Telecom Data Solutions.
Oh, interesting. Let me make a note of that. I might need it for later on. This is Brad Anderson. It's A like apple, N like Nancy, D like dog, ERSON. It's
S-O-N.
O-N, not the E-N. People make mistakes all the time. Yeah, I wanted to call today. I'm not going to buy anything. I just wanted to ask a lot of questions about your product and your services, your internet speed, your service area, how long it takes if I have a problem or a challenge with my service. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely.
And what was your name?
Michelle.
Could you spell that for me?
MICHLL.
Double L. And first initial, last name?
P.
P. There's so many Michelles. I just like to make sure if I have a problem down the road, I knew who to ask for. And I am recording this call, by the way, just so you know. All right, let's give a round of applause to Michelle. Woo. Easy one. Which one? It's the owl. Love the owl. You're all laughing like you've never seen an owl at your business. Come on, I know better. There's a lot of them, right? Have you ever had an owl? Maybe.
Oh, Lord.
Not to that extent, maybe, but a couple of things about the owl. Owls are super detailed. They ask a million questions, tons and tons of questions. Over. Thank you. I have a client. I won't mention their name, but they've taken this bird training with me a couple of times. Their employees, and what they do is they actually have all of their clients flagged by what bird they are. So when they call back, it's like, oh God, we got that owl on the line here. Like they can tell through caller ID, and so you could, if you're really smart, you do that. The owls. You have to have a lot of patience with the owl because they are very, very needy. They take a long time. Good buddy of mine is an owl. And you ever been to the restaurant Cheesecake Factory? Wrong restaurant to go to with an owl, right? Because the menu's like the size of the New Testament. And I don't know if we have any restaurants here today, but servers typically despise the owl because it takes them forever to make up their mind. They ask a million questions and you got to go back to the table 4 or 5 times. But God bless them. They're a lot of fun. Really, really detailed. For those of you that get calls, the owl's going to want the spelling of your name, and they're going to ask it. And sometimes they'll call back, and they'll have a list of everyone that they've talked with, and the day that they talked with that person, and what they talked about. You ever see that at TDS? Probably. Okay, Ryan, you're a competitor to TDS. InfoWest, you see that once in a while.
Today or just in the week?
Just today. Okay. So I really like the owls. I will say this, I've got a lot of eagle to who I am. This one's really tricky for me because I'm more of a, hey, let's get it done, let's hustle, let's move. Okay, great, we're done and over with. I have to really bring out my patient's hat and wear it when I'm working with an owl because they need a lot more information, and that's not really my style. When we talk today and when I work with any of you that choose to send your employees to one of our classes in April, we're going to talk about these birds a lot and the fact that you as the business provider have to be the one that changes. So if I come into your business and I'm an owl and I got my notepad and I'm making lots of notes and I want to ask a million questions, I don't care what style you are, what style your associates are, who has to change? You do. Because I'm not going to change for you. I'm the customer. And if you don't change or adapt to my style, I'm not going to feel like it's a very memorable experience. And I'll take my money and I'll go elsewhere. And it's so easy to spend that money someplace else. So, any questions on the owl or the eagle so far? We've gone through two of them. Yes, ma'am.
How would you treat an owl? Well, I put patience down, but what's another characteristic we should kind of...
Great question. So one of the things, if I have an owl and I can tell they're that owl, I'll grab a piece of paper and a pen and I'll start to make notes about what they're telling me, especially if it's visual, because they need to see that you're as detailed as they are. You want to mirror back the style that's being delivered. The other thing with the owls, I like to give them lots of collateral. Okay, they like to read and to analyze stuff about your business. That's really important. You know, for example, this flyer. If I gave this to an eagle, you know, some of you, we probably got some eagles here today. I hand this, I'm like, hey, we're doing this class. Okay, great. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. We'll send someone. Eagles tend not to read the details. Be honest with me, right? You're like, I'll get to it later. The owl. Oh my gosh, can I have a second copy of this just in case I damage this one? Maybe a third. You know what I mean? They're just more likely to read that kind of stuff. So I spend a lot of time in the airports, and oh my gosh, I love just sitting and people watching in the airport, because you can tell sometimes even what style someone is by their body language, by the way they move. Eagles tend to be very direct. They're on a mission. The other day I was sitting in Chicago O'Hare, and this poor United gate agent, she had no idea what was coming for her, but I could see the guy was an eagle like literally a couple feet away, and he's just...
That's awesome.
The poor little thing is just sitting there. I kind of wanted to step in, but I'm not any good with the airline stuff, so felt kind of bad for her. So eagle, owl. Any other questions so far on these two? All right, beautiful. I'd like to do another one. Let's see. I'm going to go with Mr. I Got Poop. I Got Poop. Isn't that a cool name for a business? Do you want to just tell us what it is that you do? Because I was really intrigued.
So we do portable toilet services, dumpster services, and then we do a lot of residential work as well with drain cleaning and offering trenchless pipe repair options.
Squatty potty.
That is a very good idea.
You should be an affiliate for them.
We should.
Yeah.
So if I wanted,
Squat when I'm on the pod.
if I wanted to rent a portalet, I would call you. You're the guy that would take care of it. Okay. You okay helping me out with this? All right, let's do this. We're going to give the traditional 3 rings. Here we go.
Ring, ring, ring. Hi, this is Josh with IGotPoop.com.
Hey, I got poop. What's going on, boss?
Not much. It's a pretty crappy day here in Paradise.
Oh, you stole my joke.
I try to be very on top of things. So.
Awesome. Hey, Brad Anderson calling. Yeah, Hurricane?
Hurricane?
Yeah. What's going on? What was your name?
My name's Josh.
Hey, Larry. So nice to meet you, man. I really appreciate it. Listen. We're going to be doing quite a project here. I'm building a 7,500 square foot house, and we got a bunch of workers here, and I need to see about getting one of those portable toilets.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just
Dude, I'm calling you from my new iPhone 17. I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure.
boy. How
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, it's awesome. It was like $1,500 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Well, we would love to get one of those set up for you. Where do you need it?
Hey, Matt, I'll tell you what, why don't you, is there any way you can just swing over to my place?
Yep, no problem, Robert.
Okay. Yeah, just look where the bright red Porsche is parked and just pull in there. Don't park next to it, though. Dude, I just spent like $100,000 on that car.
All right,
But be sure to look inside. Genuine calfskin leather on the interior. Yeah.
We could line our toilet seats with some of that.
All right. Let's give a round of applause. Nice job. All right. This is so easy, right? What's the next one? Peacock. Wendy Williams. Peacock, flashy, flamboyant, center of attention. It's all about them. They like to name drop. They'll tell you how much they spent on something. I don't know. Any ladies here really into purses? Have any ladies that really like their purse? Yes, ma'am. Do you have your purse with you today? Beautiful. Okay. Frequently, for those of you that have a counter where a customer, guest, visitor may come in, I find female peacocks with, they're really into a purse. They'll take that purse and they'll set it up on the counter. And they're like, hi, how are you today? Maybe they come to the bank. Where's my guy from the bank? Brad. You ever see that at the bank? Someone comes in with a real nice purse, set it up on the counter. What are they wanting?
Attention.
Attention. And attention means you give them a compliment. And you say something like,
Oh, I love your
oh my gosh, that purse is gorgeous. All right. Peacocks tend to dress up a little bit more. They're a little flashier, a little more blinged out. They love name brands. They love you to know who they are. They like to name drop. Doesn't mean they're going to get your name right. You may tell them your name, and you've been wearing a name tag, and they change it to something totally different. They like to act like they know you. Hey, man, what's going on? Good to see you. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. Don't remember you, but you look kind of familiar, but I want to act like I know you, and they'll do that. Peacocks are the jokesters. They'll come into your business, and they're cracking jokes. And you need to do what when they crack a joke? Oh, that's good. Even if you don't understand it, that's okay. Just always laugh a little bit. I got a lot of peacock friends. One of my good buddies is a peacock. He calls me one day. I answer my phone. He's like, Anderson, are you home? And I'm like, yeah, I sure am. And he's like, hey, man, I'll be over in like 10 minutes. Well, peacocks are always late, by the way, so they always show up a little late. 30 minutes go by. All of a sudden, out in my driveway, I hear somebody honking the horn. And I'm like, oh, he's here. So I'm more of an eagle, so I got to put my peacock mirror style on. And so I walk out, and he's standing in front of his car. And he's like, hey, man, what do you think? And I look, and it's the same car he's always been driving. And I'm like, okay, he wants a compliment, but I'm not sure what I should compliment him on. And I'm like, wow, did you wash your car? Or like, what happened? And he's like, no, dude, the wheels, the rims, check them out. He put new rims on. And so what does he want me to do? Oh, wow. God. And I had to bend down, and I'm like touching them. When I went to touch, he's like, hey, don't get them all smeared up. I spent a lot of money on those. He's very much a peacock, very flashy. So how many of you know you've got the peacock? Oh, yeah. Okay, a lot of peacocks. If you come to the class, you send your associates to the class, we'll go a little bit more deeper into this when we've got more time. This is a lot of fun, this particular one here. We've got one more left, process of elimination. And I'd love to do one with the bank. And Laura, I see you're at the State Bank.
Yes.
Would you mind helping me out? Okay, I'm going to have you stand up for this one. We'll do it in person. And we're going to say you're a teller at the State Bank. Is that okay? You all right with that? Now, I need a spouse, and I'm going to go right over here. Young lady, would you mind helping me out? Okay, the cool thing with this is you don't have to say anything. Just be really, really shy. So I'm going to have you come on down right over here. Let's give her a round of applause. It's always nerve-wracking to get up in front of everybody. And tellers always have a microphone, right? So.
Oh, yes, always.
Okay. All right. So we're going to come in, and honey, we're going to go to the bank, and you just be really, really shy. Okay. All right, here we go. Should we go to this one? Oh.
I can help you over here.
She can help us.
How are you?
Sorry, we weren't sure if you were available or not.
Yes,
so
I am.
we just wanted to see about making a withdrawal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you have time. Otherwise,
Are you checking or savings?
what did we decide? Checking or whatever's easier for you.
Awesome. Let me look at your accounts.
Whatever's
What's the
easy.
last four of your social?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been better prepared. Here it is.
Thank
It's my
you.
card.
Thank you. Okay, you've got money in your checking or savings. How much did you need to get out?
What did we decide? Would 50 be okay?
I can do that.
Otherwise, we could always come back later if.
You're fine.
Okay. All right.
I have a customer just like you.
Oh, you do?
If you wouldn't mind signing this withdrawal slip,
Sure.
you know who it is. And here's your $50.
Okay, great.
20, 40, 50.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Have a good afternoon,
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Anderson.
You too. Oh my God. I just hate this bank. Every time we come here, like, she didn't even ask if I wanted 20s, 10s, a 50. Seriously, there's got to be a better bank in town. Did you catch her name?
No.
I think we should go on social media and write a review about this bank. All right, let's give a round of applause to my helpers. All right. Which bird? Dove. Dove. So listen, the dove is the biggest one. They're nice, sweet, pleasant, low drama, hates to complain. hates to complain. For a business, this one can be one of your biggest nightmares. This is the most dangerous customer that you'll have, because if they have something to say, they'll never say it to you. They might share it with their body language. If anyone's involved in the restaurant business is a great one. Double never complain, but you'll notice that they didn't eat all their food, you know, and they took a doggy bag home with the food because they didn't want to make you feel bad, but they threw it in the garbage can on the way out the front door, right? Because maybe they didn't like something. And so Dove is really interesting. I interact with a lot of Canadians. If you ever get up to Canada, it's like the whole country is doves. It's so interesting. Nice, they say thank you and please for everything. I grew up in the Midwest. Midwesterners are also very dove-like. Eagles tend to be more the New Yorkers, the East Coasters, not always, but a lot of times. Where do you think the peacocks live? California, for California. So not always, but this just gives you kind of some rough ideas. With the dove, just a couple of quick tips. If you have a business here, this is the one that's likely to go on social media and vent. They like to help other people. And when they go on social media, it's a feeling of helping others, but they don't have to reveal who they are because they can hide behind a screen name or a code name. And so that's why it's a real great way for them to get their feelings out. Eagles hardly ever go on social media. If they got something to say, they're going to say it to your face. Peacocks typically do the same, but the dove is really the one that's on Yelp and TripAdvisor and Google reviews. So the biggest one of the whole works. We'll touch more on this in greater depth in the sessions that we do in late April. But do you have any questions on the last two that we covered, the peacock and the dove? Okay, really, really good. Let me do a quick time check here. All right, beautiful. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to go back to the handout where you filled in this cool line chart here. This is always so fun to see what everyone charted. I want to just preface this part of our session by just saying, I'm not saying anyone here has a bad or a wrong personality. That's not what I'm here to tell you. We all have a style. Here's mine right here. You just have to know who you are and who your client is, who your customer is, and be willing to make adjustments to more mirror what they're delivering to you. And so here's what you're going to look for. You want to look for your peaks in this line. You can see that we have these 4 sections. I peak in the second section in. Some of you have multiple peaks. Is there anyone that has my poop right here? I want to call you Mr. This is good. Josh. I don't know what your name is now. I've called you Matt and Jason. And Mark. Okay, so Josh here, a little hard to see, but he's got 2 peaks. So this is not uncommon, so don't get worried if you have a lot of ups and downs like this. Is there anyone that has a straight line all the way across? Kind of a straight line, a flatliner, I call that personality. Okay, all right, every once in a while we get that. Okay, so here's the deal. If you were high in the first one, this is our dove. So anyone really high in that first section, you see I'm totally not a dove. Doves typically avoid the limelight, would have a real hard time being up here on stage. But I gotta tell you, anyone that is a dove, because a lot of times doves don't want to raise their hand, that's okay. Doves are super hard workers. They get stuff done. They don't complain. They're kind of the workhorse of a lot of businesses. So love the doves. Second one here is our eagle. And you can see that's my style, eagle. I bet we have a lot of eagles here today. Any eagles in the room? Tons of eagles. Eagles are like, how much more are you going to spend on this? I got work to do back in the office, Brad. So don't worry, I'm almost done. So those are our eagles. Next, we've got owls. And then process of elimination, our peacocks are there on the end. Josh, you had both eagle and peacock, correct? You're what I call a peagle. Got a little bit of both. So a round of applause to our peagle up here in the front. Excellent. We'll cover this in greater depth at the end of April. It's been such a pleasure hanging out with you today. I hope I've given you something to motivate you that you can take back to your place of business. Tracy will talk a bit more about the program in April. I do want to just let you know my contact information is on the front of this page. You're welcome to email me. Best way to reach me, email, give me a call. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. We are going to offer some classes here in April, but I could also come right to your business. And we've done a lot of classes in this very room Mr. Ryan was in one in January in this very room. So we customize all of our training to work for the business that we're instructing and we're working with. And Tracy can talk a bit more about custom fit and our program in April. Thank you so much, everyone, for being with me today. Really appreciate it.
Just because we have a few more minutes, are there any burning questions that you wanted to ask Brad about this specifically or what he's doing? Okay.
Where do owls live? That's what our...
In the accounting office in most cities. They're very techy, so I find that they're kind of scattered across the U.S. Great question, though.
Anything else?
Yeah, so you can't mirror an eagle, as that might create a problem. What is the best way to handle an eagle coming at you for your customer interaction?
It's a great question. You know, one of the things, especially when you're selling to an eagle, is they want to, quick at your price, right? And I love handling eagles in a sales process because I'll say something like this. I can definitely help you with da-da-da-da, or I can definitely get you a price. I've got just a couple of quick questions I'd like to ask you. And I like to use the word quick back to them. I'm going to make this a quick transaction. I know you're a busy person. Let's make this fast. Now, the secret thing is it's probably going to take me just as long when I'm selling to that person, but I've recognized that quick and fast and efficient is important to them. Okay? So I love eagles. You always know where you stand with an eagle, but a lot of people get scared with an eagle because they're a little intimidating. They don't always say please and thank you. They're not going to pat you on the back. I mean, so eagles are one of my favorites, actually. And I haven't had a lot of eagle to me, so maybe that's why. But you're welcome.
Anything else? All right, I'm going to pull up the website.
Yes.
I just wanted to show on the website if you wanted to register. We really wanted to make this affordable. It's just $50 to send someone. If you take advantage of custom fit, it would be $30. Rob Brems, why don't you stand up for just a minute? I don't know if we've introduced Rob. This is Rob Brems. He's our director of custom fit, and he is the one that would be working with you directly when really any kind of training that you wanted to bring into your business. You would just need to get in touch with Rob Brems, and he could come in and customize that. If you've already found a trainer that you like, he can help you with the paperwork and the contract, and then the cost is the big one. If you have a need and don't know of a trainer, we have an arsenal. We have a lot of trainers like Brad Anderson that we could suggest and bring in for you in your business. But in this particular class, if you wanted to take advantage of this one, there's a phone number there, and if you would just dial this phone number, that's for Tanya Wall. Tanya helps us on the administrative side, and she can help you get registered in this particular class at the custom fit price. So you wouldn't have to contact Rob on this class. But on anything that you want to do, if you wanted to bring Brad in right now and just have him come in and customize something for your business, then you would want to get in touch with Rob Brems. Do you have some cards? We'll just have him stand over there at the end of the session, and if you wanted to pick up some of those, that you can contact Rob later on as well if you have any custom fit needs. All right, so this is our website, dixie.edu. I can't see it perfectly. Okay, you're going to go up here to Community and click on Fast Tracks classes. Fast Tracks are all the continuing ed classes. You're going to come down here to Professional. That's where our leadership series classes are, and then this class would be as well. So you're going to be looking for the Making It Memorable, the customer service, and you just click there, and that's where you would register. But again, if you are wanting, we have to do this, just click no for high school. But that'll give you the information about the classes, the dates and the times, and then you would need to sign up for the individual session. Remember, it's 9 to 12 or 1 to 4 on the 20th and the 21st. All right. Any other questions about this course or custom fits or Brad? We'll be here for a while after if you have any. Thanks.
So just one more quick thank you to Brad. We have a little thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that.
And then also, again, a thank you to Tracy, Dixie Tech, for the food. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next time.